Hey there, you're listening to Weekly AI News with Shaily. I'm Shailendra Kumar, your guide on this fast paced, fascinating journey through the latest in artificial intelligence and machine learning. Ever get that dizzy feeling trying to keep up with AI these days? Like one minute you're just getting your head around the last big development, and then bam, something new drops that turns everything upside down. Well, buckle in, because the last week in AI, from March 23rd to March 30th, 2026, was exactly that kind of whirlwind. We're talking political moves that could change the game for innovation, frontier models flexing faster reasoning muscles, invisible standards quietly connecting AI agents, cost disruptors from China shaking up the market, and robots that are now sprinting from simulations into the real world. It's more than news, it's a preview of your digital future moving towards true autonomy. So, what's cooking? Let's break down the five biggest stories shaking the AI ecosystem right now. First up, the policy front. On March 20th, the White House dropped a national policy framework for artificial intelligence that aims to clear the regulatory fog by preempting state laws on AI. Imagine states each having their own wildly different AI rules. That's a compliance nightmare that slows down innovation. The feds are saying, enough. They want a unified national rulebook that encourages innovation while tackling child safety, consumer rights, and IP concerns. Why does this matter beyond government hallways? Because AI development without clear, consistent laws is like trying to drive a race car on roads with wildly different speed limits and potholes every few miles. This new framework could be the accelerator pedal the US AI industry desperately needs, turning regulation from a roadblock into a launch pad. Here's a thought. If your startup wants to build the next killer AI product, how much easier would that be if you knew exactly which rules you were playing by everywhere in the country? This framework aims to do just that. Now, will it stifle innovation in smaller markets? Will the states push back? The tension makes this a fascinating space to watch. Next, the relentless pulse of innovation. OpenAI unveiled GPT 5.4 early this month, showcasing not just bigger but smarter AI. It's improved at reasoning, code, and even agentic behaviors. Basically, machines that can act independently, making decisions to complete multi step tasks. Meanwhile, competitors like XAI with Grok 4.20 beta and China's MiniMax with M2.7 released their own upgrades, pushing accuracy, efficiency, and affordability. What's fascinating here isn't just who's winning at the scoreboard. The race has shifted from sheer size, massive parameters, to cognitive density, how much thinking you can pack into a smaller, faster model. This shift means smarter AI that can actually get things done without gobbling up gazillions of tokens. So here's a fun brain teaser. If you had an AI assistant that costs less to run and smart enough to debug your code or plan a business trip, what would you automate first? And with this accelerated innovation cycle, those answers are coming faster than ever. Speaking of smarter, something quietly momentous jumped almost under the radar: the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. It's a technical mouthful, but think of it as the universal language that lets AI agents talk to each other and your tools seamlessly. MCP crossed 97 million installs this month, cementing itself as the invisible nervous system powering what we might soon call digital coworkers. Why does that matter? Imagine AI agents that don't just answer your questions, but coordinate complex workflows, launching marketing campaigns, managing customer support, or juggling supply chains, all autonomously roaming across software ecosystems. This protocol is the plumbing infrastructure turning isolated AI tricks into a true distributed AI workforce. The big question is, how soon before you have multiple AI specialists on your digital team, each handling a piece of the puzzle without you lifting a finger, pivoting to a market shakeup with a distinctly international flavor? Chinese AI firm MiniMax has launched M2.7, a model delivering 90% of the quality of leading Western systems at just 7% of the cost. You heard that right. This is potentially a seismic disruption, slashing AI compute costs and democratizing access to really strong AI. Imagine being a small business owner who couldn't afford AI before. Now, with price points like this, sophisticated AI is no longer a luxury but a tool anyone can call on. For bigger players, it's a wake up call. Price wars are coming, and efficiency won't be optional anymore. So, take a moment. What does affordable, high quality AI mean for innovation in less developed markets? Could this be the spark that lights up new industries or job categories we haven't even imagined? Lastly, bringing AI off the screen and into our tangible world, ABB Robotics and NVIDIA partnered to beat one of robotics' toughest challenges, the sim to real gap. By integrating NVIDIA's simulation tech with ABB's industrial robots, they've achieved nearly perfect behavior transfer from virtual training to physical execution, reducing setup times by up to 80% and cutting costs by 40%. That's a huge leap toward making industrial robots more flexible, easier to deploy, and much cheaper. Foxconn is already piloting this, and I bet others will follow fast. Here's a big picture thought. When robots can practically learn in virtual reality and flawlessly replicate those skills in the real world, how does that change what factories look like? How soon before robotic staff aren't just assembly arms, but autonomous problem solvers working alongside humans? Now, connecting these dots reveals a fascinating shadow trend. We're rapidly moving toward the commoditization of AI intelligence and infrastructure, powering a quiet but unstoppable agentic revolution. This isn't about isolated chatbot upgrades or individual robot improvements. It's a full stack transformation. Policy is clearing the way. Frontier models are advancing rapidly. Universal protocols like MCP are tying everything together. Cost disruptions are lowering barriers, and robotics are breaking the last barrier into reality. Put simply, AI is becoming a self organizing ecosystem of autonomous agents, digital and physical, that can think, plan, and act with less human oversight. This changes the game from tools you use to teammates you rely on. It's the foundation for autonomous enterprises. So, what's the scoop on which breakthrough will truly outlast the hype? My bet, and maybe a bit of a contrarian view, is on the White House's national policy framework. Here's why. The tech is thrilling, but even the most dazzling AI can get stuck in the courtroom or bogged down in compliance if the legal landscape is a patchwork mess. This framework isn't just regulations, it's the blueprint for how AI scales safely and legally across the entire US. That kind of clarity could be the greatest catalyst for broad adoption and innovation. Imagine a world where every AI company knows the rules upfront and can confidently build, deploy, and expand without legal whack a mole. That's powerful. And as AI moves from novelty to necessity, the rules of the road matter deeply. All right, folks, that's your weekly AI fix served fresh. If you found these deep dives and insider peeks valuable, don't forget to join the conversation. Subscribe to weekly AI news with Shaily on your favorite podcast platform. Catch me over on YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Medium, where we unpack AI strategies and stories daily. Your thoughts, questions, and hot takes fuel the next episodes, so keep them coming. I'll leave you with a line to chew on. Innovation favors the clear path more than the fastest runner. Think about that as we watch AI's future unfold, step by deliberate step. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Shailendra Kumar, and until next time, keep your data sharp and your curiosity sharper.